Donald Trump, once again elected to the White House. Leaders around the world congratulating him on his historic comeback. But there is one leader who apparently has no plans to congratulate him. Russia's Vladimir Putin, according to the Kremlin. CNN's Nick Robertson joins us now with more on this. Nick, good morning. What are we learning?
Yeah, this is coming from Dmitry Peskov, the President Vladimir Putin's spokesperson at the Kremlin. And he says this, when asked the question about why hasn't Vladimir Putin congratulated President-elect Donald Trump. And he said this: let's not forget that we're talking about an unfriendly country that is both directly and indirectly involved in a war against our state. So that is the Russian position on that. Now, Peskov was pressed by the journalists on his daily press briefing phone call. Well, isn't this going to put you in a bad and worse position with the United States? Because it's very clear, the implication in the question, that President Trump likes to get these congratulations early. We've heard from the British just earlier today. We've heard from many European leaders earlier today congratulating President-elect Donald Trump. And Peskov's answer was this, and he said, look, the relationship is really bad. How can it get any worse than it is already? And this is clearly a reference to something else that Peskov talked about in that phone call with journalists, saying that the United States is in a position to end the war in Ukraine, where Russia considers itself to be essentially in a war confronted by the United States, involving the United States. So the Kremlin's position on this, I think, gives us a hint about what Donald Trump has spoken about previously, about ending the war in Ukraine in the matter of a day. Russia's position on this is clearly going to be tough. And as Peskov went on to say in this phone conversation, that this issue over Ukraine is not going to be ended quickly. That is clearly going to be a tough road ahead for President-elect Donald Trump.
Indeed, it is. And of course, we're seeing much different reaction from the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at this hour. Nick Robertson for us in London. Nick, thank you very much for that report. So as Nick was just talking about, leaders around the world, America's allies and its enemies, bracing for a second Trump presidency and a dramatic shift in both the style and substance of American foreign policy. Our panel is back. Alex Thompson, in terms of the way that foreign policy is